Okay, cool. So we've been talking about working on consistency and creating habits and like a ritual to working towards our goals. What do you feel like I can help you with, or do you feel like is maybe a struggle that you're facing right now that we can kind of work through aside from what we were just chatting about?
I think my biggest struggle right now is if I invite someone, what do I do with them when I invite them to? Do I invite them to the challenge groups that you've started? Do I need to start my own? What do I do after I put that initial invite out there? What's my next step after inviting?
Okay, perfect. So that's a really good question. So for new coaches, I always welcome you to bring your clients into my group, especially the first month. The first group, you are more than welcome to have them in my group. I have a group starting on Monday, but this past group, I had a couple girls that were jumping in like a week in or 2 weeks in, and I was just making sure that they had the materials to get started with the first couple days since they missed the first couple days of posts. And you have access to those videos as well that I share as like my meal prep and stuff, because they're all on my YouTube. So if for something like that were to happen, you're more than welcome to use those materials as well to help them get started right in meal planning and prepping and how to use BOD and all of that. After your initial group and you start getting some people though, I strongly encourage you girls to start your own groups. Now, if you don't feel confident enough to completely run your own group, then I would recommend pairing up with one of the other coaches. I used to do that a lot when I was first starting, because when you're first starting out as a coach, you may get a couple people in a group with you, and that's great because you're making progress and you're inspiring people. But groups tend to be more fun when you have more people in and more people posting and sharing and chatting. So maybe pairing up with one of the other coaches and taking, splitting the workload, like saying, hey, would you want to do a challenge group with me? And we'll start it on this day. You can take 1 week of posting. I'll take another week of posting or something like that. Does that make sense? So
that does make sense.
Okay, so definitely getting people started and inviting, and then setting a date. Like I would set a date. Let's plan on your first challenge group that you run by yourself starting in May. I'm not saying it has to start May 1st, but pick a Monday in May that you're aiming for to be your first challenge group that you're going to get off the ground by yourself or with another one of the girls in the group. Does that make sense?
That does make sense, yes.
Cool. What's up, girl? Welcome. Hi, buddy. Hi. Katie, so Dawn was just asking what the first step is after inviting to a challenge group. Should she get her own group running, and or can she invite to my group, that sort of thing. And so Katie has her own groups going, and what I am encouraging is definitely, just like with you, the first group, more than welcome to invite to my group. And then I encourage you girls to branch out or pair up with one of the other coaches on the team to have your own groups together, okay? I know that for some of the girls, it is vital to your own success to stay plugged into my own groups even when you're running yours. Totally fine with that, okay? I'm totally fine with that because your journey is the most important step, right? If you're not feeling good about yourself and you're not working towards your goals, one, we're not accomplishing our first mission and helping you to work towards your goals. But two, you're not going to feel confident in sharing with others or leading by example with your own challengers because you're struggling yourself. So you girls are always welcome into my groups. And there will be times, we haven't done one in a while, and I've actually been throwing around an idea of doing like a group team challenge group and doing like a Biggest Loser or something where we all put in like $5 or something like that, we would pick a winner at the end of the challenge group. because I think it would be fun to have a bunch of us invite to the same group, and it would be fun to get another aspect, you know, to offer that prize money or something for a challenge group. So that's something I've been thinking about too. But hopefully that helps a little bit to so that you can build that confidence in inviting and know that you have support to get you started, and aiming towards doing your first group in May. Sound good? Cool. Katie, so right now we're just doing a little bit of like Q&A or just kind of like a little powwow session. So do you have any questions right now or current struggles or something that you would like to kind of chat about?
Go ahead, Todd.
Yeah, I have a couple challenge groups now, and what I'm finding with my groups, it's hard to get them to kind of participate. I even did a reward in my last one for whoever participated the most. I would send them a prize, something from Beachbody, like a t-shirt, or I was thinking maybe the Beachbody Core Comfort Mat, you know, because it's not horribly expensive, and it was something Beachbody branded that they could have for doing a Beachbody program. And even with that, I mean, it was and I don't know if it's maybe just because I'm used to being in your groups, like you said, where you get a lot of participation, and I would have it was here and there, but I would scroll through my group and the majority of them, and I even told them part of the rules where they had to post a selfie after their workouts and a picture of their shake every day. You know, and I told them, you know, these images don't leave this group. Nobody's going to see them but us and stuff like that, to make them feel more comfortable doing it. And they would do it off and on, but it just, compared to what we do in your 80-day challenge group, it just doesn't, you know, and maybe I'm just expecting a little too much at this point out of them. And, you know, so I don't know how to maybe get them to engage more.
Okay. So not every group is on fire. I still have groups that there are quite a few girls and it's like crickets. Are they still getting results? Like, are they still showing up and you're connecting with them one-on-one and they're still getting results and doing the workouts? They're maybe just not engaged in the app.
Yeah, there's a couple of them that I chat with regularly off the challenge group that I know are getting results, but the other ones, you know, honestly, I don't know, because a couple of them, that was the only way that we communicated was through the challenge group. So I think that's kind of on me to make sure that I'm still connecting with them outside of the group.
Yeah.
And I would notice that some of them would log, but because you can log without, I think, posting a picture or anything like that. Mm-hmm. And I did notice a couple of them were doing that, but I was trying to entice them to be active in the group, just to kind of show them how much fun it is and how great the support is to be a part of a challenge group.
Yeah, for sure. And it's a huge piece to have that accountability and that daily support. So there's a couple things. I check in with all of my challengers once a week. All of them. Mm-hmm. Out of both of my groups I have running right now, every single person gets a message from me every week. And it's, hey girl, I see you're doing really good in the group. Keep working at it hard. Is there anything I can do to help? Whatever. I'm just checking in with them. If I don't see them posting, some people don't realize that if you don't hit that little toggle at the bottom of the app when you're making a post, that it's not sharing to the group. And then they kind of feel like, well, nobody's engaging on my stuff, but they don't realize that they have it private and that nobody in the group is actually seeing it except for you as their coach. So I would just say, girl, like, I see that you've been logging, but we would love to see like your post. Do you know that there's a little button at the bottom of your post that says share to group or not share? We would love to support you and love on you and celebrate that you're showing up every day, but we can't post type of a thing. Okay. So definitely make sure that you're still connecting with them one-on-one. Because it builds that relationship, and sometimes they're just too busy to actually post in the group. And I have girls that are like that. Our 80-day obsession group, there's 13 girls that post regularly and who have stuck with it up until this point. And there's 23 people in that group. So, So even though you see that there's a lot of interaction, it's the same people who are showing up. There are some people who have fallen off, and then there are some girls who are killing it, but they just don't post in the group. They just either are too busy, they don't really like the app, whatever. It's not for everyone. Some people prefer Facebook groups. I have some clients that have been in Facebook groups when I used to run them, or they used to work with a different coach, or whatever. And it's just some people don't think about checking into the group. So just make sure that you're connecting with them. And kind of like I was saying to Dawn, don't be afraid to ask one of the other coaches to pair up, because it is more fun when you have more people in the groups. And it's more encouraging for everybody as a whole when you have more people posting. You see more people getting results. You see different recipe ideas. You see others posting when you're maybe struggling. You're like, wow, I need to do it because she showed up today, whatever. Or somebody shares a struggle,
Right.
but they still showed up. So sometimes it's fun to do a challenge group with another coach, just so you have that extra interaction.
Right. Yeah, and I will start following. Like I'm hoping to start one for 80-Day Obsession in May. So I will make a point to make sure that anybody that's in that group I'm actually reaching out to outside of the group.
Yeah, for sure. Cool. Any other questions? Dawn, is there anything else you can think of that you've maybe been tossing around in your mind, or?
Nothing I can think of at the moment.
Okay.
Hi.
Hi.
That's my son.
What's your name, buddy?
Noah.
Noah?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice to meet you, Noah.
Nice to meet you too.
Well, thank you. How old are you? How old are you again?
How old are you?
7, almost 8.
Almost 8.
I have 2 boys. Keyston he'll be 8 in August.
Yeah.
He's in
When
bed.
do you turn 8?
In June.
He turns 8 in June.
Nice. Yeah, well, my little turkeys are in bed because it's almost 9 o'clock here. We live in Ohio, so we are far away from you.
Right?
He's like,
Wow.
For us, it's like 6 o'clock.
Yep, it's only 6 o'clock here.
Yep, it's almost 9 here. Crazy, huh? All right, Miss Katie, how about you? Anything else that you can think of that you have questions or that could use some help with?
Not off the top of my head. Like kind of like you and I talked about earlier. I just have to do the behaviors that we've talked about. I just have to do and try a little bit harder. But I love being a part of the challenge groups, and I want to keep them going because I do have a couple girls now who are doing repeat rounds of like 21-Day Fix, and I have a couple who want to start 80-Day Obsession with me in May. So I definitely want to keep them going, but I just trying to figure out how to. And if they don't want to post, that's fine. But some of them weren't even like, a couple of them fell off completely, and I understand that happens, but I guess it's just kind of something I probably have to get used to because I felt bad. Like did I do something wrong, or, I don't want them to have, joined this program because of me. And then all of a sudden, they just kind of ghosted, but I know I can't really control that either.
No, and you can't. Like, we just have to be there, and we have to. So I would connect with them one-on-one. Just say, "Hey, girl, we've been missing you in the group. Is everything okay? How have you been? I would love to hear from you." Just keep checking in. I space if people ghost me and they're going through something. Life has happened, or they've given up on themselves, and they feel guilty about it, and they feel like they've let you down, and they don't want to face that yet. So it's not you. So in that instance, if they aren't responding back, I'll just say, "Hey, girl, I want you to know that I'm here when you're ready, or if you ever have any questions, or if there's something that I can do to help, please know that I'm here." In that 80-Day Obsession group, I have girls who just can't get over their own excuses. I can't do that for them.
Yeah.
I've given them personal development to work on. I've given them the love. I've empowered them. They are still in the group. I still check in every couple of weeks, but ultimately we cannot do it for them. Okay. So as long as they know that you're there for them, that you're still their friend, that you're still going to be their coach, you're still going to be there no matter what, they'll come to you when they're ready. So just just keep that connection, that line of communication open and let them know that you're there. Okay.
Yep.
All right, cool. Well, if neither of you have any other questions, I just wanted to address a couple of things really quick as far as tips and helping you with your posting and a couple other things, and then we can wrap it up for tonight. And just so you know, heads up, there will not be a call next week. What I will be doing next week is sharing a YouTube video that I found helpful that I would like for you girls to listen to in place of our team call. I'm going to be out of town, and I can't always promise that I'm going to be back in my hotel room on time because the last couple of years the truck is broken down or whatever on the way there. And like last year we didn't get to our hotel room until like 10 p.m. So I'm just not even going to try and stress over it next week. We will be gone. And the following Wednesday is the night before we leave for Mexico. So we will have a team call, but it's going to be a live power hour, okay? So that we can all work together through a live power hour. So I wanted to just talk about Instagram hashtags really quick because I haven't noticed you girls doing it, I don't think, but it is something that I want you to be mindful of. So with Instagram, you used to create a post, you put your caption in, you would post the caption, and in the first comment, you would put all of your hashtags. You don't want to do that. You now want to put your hashtags in your actual caption. And you'll notice if you go to any of my posts, it'll be my post that goes along with the picture. And then I either put like the little bullet points all the way across, or I put like a line to kind of separate. And then I put my hashtags underneath directly in the caption. Okay, so you want to make sure that they're in there. And you want to be using 5 to 10 hashtags that relate to you, okay, that are going to connect with the people who you want to bring into your tribe, okay? Please make sure you're searching the hashtags before you use them, because I know I have shared before, I tried to use fitness girls one time. I was searching it. Fitness girls isn't really fitness girls. It's a little different. So just make sure that you browse them quickly to make sure you're not going to be attracting a tribe that you don't want to be attracting. And the other thing is you don't want to edit the caption within 24 hours. Okay. Once you make the post, you have to leave it alone for 24 hours. I personally don't go back and edit them because if I have a typo, it makes me human, right? Like you can most of the time notice like, oh, she misspelled that or she meant to say this. I'm not trying to be perfect. There will be times I just missed it when I was making the post. But if you go back and edit it within that 24-hour window, Instagram will ghost it, which means they like hide it and nobody will see it. Okay? So you want to make sure that you avoid doing that. Another thing I started doing, I hope that you all have your Instagram as public and it is a business account. You can actually now do promotions, and I just started playing around with it a little bit, where you promote one of your posts, okay, and it gets more exposure. You can do $1 a day. Like you can do something very minimal to get more traffic to your Instagram profile. Okay. So, that's actually what I did with one of my posts. It has, if you have any, training in Facebook pages, the promotions are very similar. So like you can't do a before and after. The verbiage can't be, like putting someone down, or not that we're ever putting somebody down, but sometimes when we say, have you ever felt like X, Y, and Z, they consider that putting someone down, or like pointing out flawed characteristics or something of somebody, so they won't allow you to promote something like that. But for example, I did a day one of trying to do a Sphinx Blaster video, and then I put like when I just did it a couple weeks ago and how much stronger I was. Those two videos playing side by side, and promoted that just to drive more traffic to my actual profile. And I did it for $1 a day, and I'm just going to let it run because it is bringing more people and I'm getting more follows because of it. So play around with it a little bit. Okay. And you, like I said, you can use something as small as $1 a day. And if it doesn't work, stop the ad. You don't have to keep doing it, but it's something that you could mess around with a little bit. Definitely encourage Instagram stories. I know that both of you are using them. Katie, loved that you stepped outside of your comfort zone and have been doing the videos of your workout, because that is huge. That takes a huge step forward. So super proud of you for that. When you're using IG stories, you want to make sure that you're showcasing what you're doing, pieces of your life. You want to be asking questions. So use the polls. I try to, like every other day, I've shared some of them in the group where I'm doing, where I'm asking the questions and then having them respond to a poll. Last night's post, I did asking questions, and then I did like my before picture, and then I did, have you ever felt like this? And then I did like a middle picture, and then I did, would you like to feel like this? And then I did my current picture. But I had 3 polls within that post every time I asked a question. And I don't ever give them the no. I change, so if you've ever like looked at the poll, you can actually type in, it says yes or no, but you can actually type in the little blocks, give them their options for the answer. And I always make it yes, or send me more info, or yes, and then the next one is duh, like yes, I want in. So it's always like getting them so that they don't have the opportunity to think of, no, I can't do this, or doubting themselves or anything like that. It's always the positive. And then I reach out to those people, okay? Reach out to those people and connect with them and start building that relationship and having conversation when they engage with your poll, okay? Does that make sense? You also want to make sure that you're using hashtags on your IG stories so you get more exposure there too, okay? We have the coaching post challenge in our group right now. It's not doing so great right now, I'll be honest with you guys. And if it's not going to work, I'm going to give it through the end of this week to see if more of you guys start to participate, if it's helping. I don't want to waste energy for you guys or myself if it's not working. If it's not something that motivates you, if it's not something that you find helpful, we're going to move on from it and learn that that wasn't a helpful tool, okay? I thought that it would be helpful. We'll see if it picks up through the end of the week. If it doesn't, I'm going to tell my VA to cut it, and I'm not going to pay her to continue to put the posts in the group every day, okay? So if you haven't looked at it, just take a look at it, because it's an opportunity for you to showcase and share pieces of your coaching journey without pitching, okay? And it's different aspects of the coaching opportunity or your coaching journey, like personal development, your growth, what you've overcome, different things like that. So check that out if you haven't yet, so that we can potentially use that tool to move ourselves forward and to step outside of our comfort zone a little bit, okay? And then really quick before we wrap up, because that's all I have for tonight, is I would love to know, is there something in the group, because I would really love for our team page to be this place of camaraderie, this place of friendship where we all support and love one another. We celebrate milestones. We share our struggles so we can uplift one another. And we are all talking on a more regular basis. That group is not just for me to post, okay? If you guys find a video that you find inspirational, share it. If you find a post that worked really well for you, share it. If you see another coach on the team who was vulnerable and shared an awesome post, share it. Like, let's build each other up. But I would love to know from you girls, what have I shared that you've seen in the group lately? Do you find helpful? Like, what are the things that you like to see in that group, and what are things that you find most helpful? Because I want to encourage more of that. I want that to be a good resource for you.
I personally like when you, and if you want, I guess I didn't realize that it was, I don't want to say okay, but like for us to post kind of like you do in it, like like, I love when I see that you've tagged me in a post and I go in there and you've shared what I've posted. You know, it just makes me feel good. Like I'm doing the posts you feel are engaging, and then I would think that other people would think the same. And just having that recognition is nice. So I will definitely start doing that for posts that I see for other girls in the group. And I had an idea when you were talking of doing maybe within the group some sort of like a challenge group within the Living Healthy and Fit page with all the girls, just to try to get them to maybe post more. So I don't know, that popped in my head when you were talking about, you know, trying to get people to be more active in it.
Yeah. So like, do you mean like a daily check-in, like check in with your Shakeology, or like maybe like a daily themed post? I know that I was kind of doing a daily themed post before, but it kind of wasn't getting a whole lot of interaction too. So
yeah. Yeah, maybe like a daily check-in, like a daily check. Did you post a picture of your lunch that you had today, or post your Shakeology for today, or what workout did you do today? Just to kind of get more activity. I don't know if it would work or not, but I know there are some people, like I post a lot on Facebook, but I know there's some people who don't. So I don't know if that's just something that they have to overcome, or, and maybe that's why the post challenge isn't working out so well. Or like I told you, I usually post early in the morning, and then I would see the challenge for the day and I was like, dang it. So I'm a day behind with them, but I like it. But I also post daily on Facebook too. So.
Okay. No, that's super helpful. And there is actually a template, if you go into our photos, that has the 22 days that shows 3 days topic. And then I just created a template that has the individual day so that we can post our shared post below, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Cool. So I'll definitely work on that a little bit, because I would love to get our group more engaged. And you guys are always, that is not just for me. And I hate that I even made it feel like it was only for me, but that is a place for all of us to, like, build each other up and to share. And when you see stuff like that, like Katie, if you see somebody that makes a good post, yes, please share it and shout that person out. Let's build up our confidence and support one another in the journey. Okay.
Yeah. And I don't think you didn't make it seem like nobody else could post in there. It's just the assumption I had that it was your page. So I wasn't going to, post my own stuff in there. I would just reply to your post. So that's just, I guess, how I pictured it. So it wasn't anything you did.
Okay. Well, maybe that's how everybody feels, but I would definitely love for it to be more of a group effort and, just more fun, like more conversation and more fun. I don't want it to be a burden. I don't want it to be another thing that you feel like you need to post in, but I want it to be fun, and I want it to be something you look forward to, and that provides good resources for all of us. Cool. Dawn, did you have any thoughts or anything that you enjoy seeing in the group?
I love your group posts. I really enjoy your posts and the information that you give out, whether it's a video or go check this out. Maybe a introduction post for the group. Say, hey, it's been so many, I don't know when the last time you did an introduction was. Who's all here? Where are you from? What's your favorite Shakeology? I mean, maybe that would be able, so that I know some other people maybe, or get to meet some other people in the group.
Yeah. No, that's a great idea too. Just so, like, every so often as we bring new coaches in, so everybody can kind of introduce themselves and get to know each other on a different level. Yeah, that's a great idea. Love that. Cool. Anything else? No? Well, you girls are amazing. I appreciate you. I appreciate your time and the fact that you took time to be on the call. If you have anything else I can help with or any other questions, please let me know. As always, I am always here. I will get this recording up and put in the group, and I will work on starting to create some content And I will keep you posted on doing some sort of a group challenge group here in the near future, and maybe brainstorming, like maybe doing like a Biggest Loser, or putting together some sort of a little goodie basket or something like that, that the challenger that submits something, I don't know, we can come up with the rules as a team that they would win at the end of the challenge. It wouldn't necessarily have to be the biggest loser, like they lost the most weight, because I don't think that that's necessarily the goal. It's maybe the biggest transformation, the person who showed up the most, the person who was most engaging, that they could get points for different things, and we could work on that. I think it would be fun. It'd be fun to do a group together and get a good group of people going. So I appreciate you all. I love you. Have a great rest of your night, and I will talk with you later. Goodbye.